Good everybody, it's Craig here from Trading with Precision for another free newsletter for the 21st of May. Looking at foreign exchange markets again and looking at some of the best trends out there. Now, we are really spoilt for choice this week in relation to the trends that are available to us to trade. Not just in foreign exchange, but in index markets, in stock markets, in commodity markets. There's a lot of trends out there. So as always, very good to go out and have a good scan yourself and see what you can see. However, what I'm liking is what I'm about to list. The first is Aussie against the dollar, and we're going to look at it as a weekly perspective here because I think that's where it's quite valid to look at. Lower lows, lower highs, a very nice move lower. Moving average is fanning nicely. We're well below this parity figure. Could we see a pullback? Are we overextended? Yes, we're extended. Could we see a pullback? Yes, we certainly could, and that pullback would be somewhere into around this parity level. If we were to see a pullback, that would be where I'd be interested to sell. However, that's on the weekly, by the way. There's also this to take into account. This level down here, very strong support through here and some resistance back here also. Now the reason we need to take that into account is because it's coming up. We're not quite there yet, but price is quite often drawn to these levels. It's sucked down to these points of support and resistance, and I would not be surprised to see price get there or test there in the coming days or even weeks. So looking for opportunities to get short on Aussie against the dollar. Now coming up here and looking at it on the daily, ultimately, if we could get a pullback up into this sell zone with a small red candle, I would be very interested in joining that trend short. Also looking at intraday trading opportunities to join that. Obviously, there was no pullback through this whole trend. Was there opportunities intradaily? Yeah, there was opportunities to trade on that intraday level, and certainly a lot of our traders and members did take advantage of those. So again, Aussie against the dollar looking very bearish. The next one to look at here is sterling against the dollar again, leaning towards a strong dollar. Now on the monthly on cable, you can see lower high, lower low here, pull back up into the sell zone, looking quite bearish right now. We had broken down below this level, we're just sitting at it right now. Let's come to the weekly and have a little bit more of a sticky beak. You can see there's that range, we've broken down through it, we've pulled back up into this into the sell zone, moved further away than this candle had done, and then since we had a bearish candle, a breakdown, and we are below this level of support and resistance, and wherever we remain below that level, I remain bearish. Now coming down onto the daily, you can start to see here it's not quite as good a trend as what we've got on the monthly. Beautiful in the sell zone, moving away, downtrending. Weekly, beautiful in the sell zone, moving away, downtrending. On the daily, we're not quite in a downtrend just yet. We were in an uptrend. Now we've just got a higher high and a lower low. We don't have any confirmation of that. What I'm looking for, however, is this. If we can break down through these lows, take out last week's lows and move lower, then I certainly would be expecting to see a move somewhere down to around this 1.5 level as a minimum, given that we have the monthly and the weekly in a downtrend and looking very bearish indeed on both those time frames. It would be the daily just adding up or adding weight to that opportunity, or adding weight to that currency to fall further. Dollar Swiss, another one to keep an eye out for. On the weekly here, we have got a uptrend now, and it's quite interesting the level that we've come through on Dollar Swiss. Look, this very strong level of support and resistance. We just kind of broke up, held, and then broke higher. Still, we're trading above that level. We are looking bullish. Higher high, higher low, higher high again. Nothing but bullishness right there. Now, coming down onto this daily chart, that exact level that I was looking at on the weekly is here. A very significant level, very strong through here, once again resistance. Now we're not there yet, and price has got a little bit erratic recently, but if we can see a pullback into this old level of support, then certainly a nice little bullish candle in the buy zone would be something that I would consider buying into this very strong US dollar trend. Keep in mind this, guys, so far the three charts I've looked at have all been dollar strength. There is a high probability that if one sets up, all three of them may set up. Would I take all three? Only if I was to split my percent risk per trade at 33 and a third percent across each of them. I may decide to take two and split 50-50 on each, or I may decide to just take one if there is one standout amongst those $3 pairs. But I certainly wouldn't be looking to take all three as a 1% risk, because effectively I would be having 3% risk to the dollar. The yens. Over to the yens now. There's some yen activity going on. We've got some beautiful trends on the weekly. Lovely weekly trend, lovely daily trend. And this is what interests me on CAD yen. You can see pull back into the buy zone, not a little green candle, but a bullish candle. Now, I'm not buying on this bullish candle simply because it's a little bit too big for my liking. The trend is phenomenal. Everything looks really good for a stronger CAD against the yen. However, I've just not got a daily order in here. If we can break up through the high of that day, then I will be looking for opportunities to get long on the intraday charts. If, however, we pull back further down into this level here and give a small green candle in there, then I will be looking to load up a trade for quite possibly a daily PLT long. If you don't know what that strategy is, no problem. I'll teach you about it in a moment. I'll show you how to learn more about it. So CAD yen's one of them. The other one is Sing Yen. Sing Yen. Here we are. Again, weekly it was a nice trend, daily in a nice trend, undeniably good. Pulling back into the buy zone, bullish candles, although not the best. This was a lovely candle right here. As a matter of fact, if I had had that candle there on this level right here, I would have been a buyer. We just don't have that right now. What am I waiting for? Well, I'm looking to see if that candle is broken to the high side, then intraday trades should look to add to the long side of Sing Yen. Otherwise, a pullback into this level, this old level of resistance, certainly will be a level of support if we can get a rejection of it, and I'll be looking to buy there off of that point to take trades to the long side. Now, there is a lot more out there trending, guys, but for the sake of keeping this video to a relatively reasonable viewing time, I'm not going to go through them all. You've got some fantastic trends in your commodities, you've got some fantastic trends in your indexes, in your stocks. Pretty much every market that people consider to trade out there, we have some great trends at the moment. It's now that people take advantage as professional traders and make their money, and you hold it when there's not a lot going on, you know. As the old saying goes, the song goes, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Now is a time to get into the markets and be really actively pursuing those strategies that you have to trade. If you don't know what strategies to trade, and if you want to know more about how you can learn to trade with precision, our trading strategies and our courses, then we've got a webinar coming up this week. Now let me just take you to where this actually is located on our website. As if you go to tradewithprecision.com, all you need to do is click on free live webinars and you will see the next webinar that is coming up. It is 8 p.m. in Auckland, which is 6 p.m. Sydney. It's the 22nd of May. That converts to 4 a.m. New York and 9 a.m. in London. On this particular webinar, we are going to be introducing you to our courses and what we teach on each of them. We have a phenomenal promotion running at the moment. Whether you're in London or Auckland, you can come to our last ever live courses being run. If you're in other parts of the world, we too have a promotion so that you don't miss out on this opportunity as well. It's for the month of May and it's available to you now, but you need to check us out, do your due diligence and see if you're comfortable to work with us. Because all you need to do to register for this particular webinar is go to the website, click register now and meet me on there tomorrow, 8 p.m. Auckland, 6 p.m. Sydney or 9 a.m. London on the 22nd of May. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have and have a conversation to you about how we can help you and your trading and help you to understand how we trade in more detail. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic trading week. I'll speak to you again next week, and for those of you who do register and join us for the webinar, I'll see you tomorrow evening. Bye for now.